Hi, my name is Christina, and my entire life I've been fascinated by the wondrous. When I was little, I called it magic. When I was older, I called it science fiction. So it should be no surprise that I started my own augmented reality company. Augmented reality, or AR, I think is the best tech, the tech that's closest to magic. It combines real with imaginary. So like seeing a dinosaur skeleton and holding up your smartphone camera and seeing it come to 3D life. Magic. So for kids, magic is part of their everyday life. Every moment is wondrous and awe-filled. I mean, how a car operates is inconceivable. So AR and kids are a good fit because they believe it's possible. So, I want you to imagine you're a kid. You're 5 years old and you have a heart defect. You're going to be living for the next 9 months in this hospital room. You're surrounded by buttons you can't press, beeps and alarms all hours of the day, and you're scared. You don't know what's going to happen. You have no control over the situation. And these are some of the things that the hospital gives to you to occupy your time. I think we can all agree that no child should go through this experience. But since we can't change that kids are going to be in hospitals, what we can do is create experiences that are more kid-centric, kid-friendly. To create these kid-friendly experiences, we need to do 3 things. The first thing we need to do is change their perception of the moment. The second thing we need to do is change their perception of the environment. And the third thing is to change their engagement with treatment. So the first strategy is to use AR to change their perception of the moment. So one of our first products turns paper books into 3D adventures. Characters leap from the page, the story can be read aloud, kids can directly interact with characters in the story in a way never before imagined. So this can be used to distract from painful moments or moments that are scary. So when you're having 27 leads connected to your head and legs, it doesn't bother you. It's nothing to fuss about. You're bringing your book to 3D life, and the technicians can get their job done quicker. The second strategy is to change the perception of environment. We can take a hospital room and turn it into a scene from a book. Trees are growing. There's a babbling brook in the corner. You're no longer in that 10 by 13 room in a strange bed. You're in a forest. Or on your way to the OR, you're being wheeled down. That hallway can be transformed into an undersea adventure. When the ride to the OR is not so scary, you can be more relaxed and better prepared for your surgery. We can also change children's perception of their treatment and how they engage with it. We can show them what it's like to be inside an MRI machine before their procedure so that they're not so scared. They're better prepared. They hold still and the scan is good the first time. We can also create virtual equipment that they can play with, manipulate in a safe way so that they can exert some semblance of control over an environment they have no control over. We are using AR to change perception, not reality. So we're not going to change the fact that some medicines make kids nauseous. What we can do is create experiences that are so awe-filled that it overshadows that nausea. Through augmented reality, we create a world of the child's own imagination, a way for them to cope with their reality. We want them to still be a kid, and we want them to have good memories of the hospital, the place that is trying to make them well. So the way we do this is work with therapists, child life specialists, whose job it is to work with kids to understand the hospital experience and to give them tools to cope with that understanding of the experience. Through these child life specialists, we see the experience through the eyes of the child, and we can understand what these therapists actually want the experience of their patients to be. Going a little fast. Or it's stuck. That's stuck. So whether it's 3D books to life or turning a room into a scene from a book or creating virtual operable equipment, we are doing 2 things simultaneously with the AR. We're creating therapeutic tools and we're creating magical moments for kids. So whether we're changing perception of the moment, changing perception of the experience, or increasing engagement with their treatment, we are creating moments of joy and escape for children in hospital. kids' eyes are always full of magic, and I want to keep that magic in their eyes, regardless of the reality they're going through. And I also want to live in a world where it's possible to make a career out of science fiction every day.